Beloved star, so beautiful to see you again. Welcome to the Elven pod, episode 71. And I last recorded a pod about 2 moons ago, just before I came down with a very, very long bug and fell ill. And I think the last one I recorded was on polar bear medicine and the essence of turquoise, and was really speaking with and working with the theme of the return of our power and these flows from the deep self, returning the deep dimensions of the primal and primordial energy of the self, of primordial power, really fusing and twining with those flows of immortal starlight love, this of the celestial self within the heart, forming this earth heart here, and that within the flows of the Elven and Galactic return of our ascension, within our ascension. This was very, very much, that was the passage we were within. And as I recorded that, I remember the feeling. I was just beginning to find it difficult to hold the energy within my body. And then, sure enough, went on this deep, deep, deep descent into what has been very much felt as though footstep by footstep descending into the underworld of my own psyche and experience and subconscious, and to find, you know how it is, facets that they've been there so long, but as though hidden in the labyrinth, turn upon turn, hidden so deep and far within. But part of our ascension is the perfection of the timing, by which we come to things. And I'm always awed by the moment when some deep lost part of the psyche becomes ready to become visible, to become seen, to return, to rise up back into the wholeness, into the light of who we are. And it was as though traveling into coruscating depths of ancient fear, really, really deep ancient fear within my psyche, and coming into contact with that, deeply, deeply feeling, breathing with, being present with, somehow cocooned now. That readiness is composed. That readiness is actually an energy. It's the energy of the self, like a golden globe or cocoon. The light within us has deepened to the extent that it can infuse to that place of that shadow locked deep and far away within. And I felt that throughout this time. It was as though I think I was in bed in the end for at least 3 weeks, and then it's been a recuperation ever since, gradually, gradually regenerating and coming back. But within that space of lying in bed and also feeling energetically the space that I was within as so golden, so held, and yet also containing this journey to these coruscating depths, carried far, far within, so both beautiful and so uncomfortable all at once. So, so, so beautiful. The stillness of that, the invitation to be present within that. And then what can be so hard and yet so beautiful, such an honor when parts of us that have been so frightened, so hidden far away, can become visible to that greater love and light that we are. So I've really experienced this through the last weeks as that deep unlocking happened, and within that, the flow of all of the soul energy and power held in place by that frightened or that terrified aspect. And actually very much being able to stay present in that place, in a place that maybe as a child in prior lifetimes, at the depth of that occurrence, that occasion, that deepest, deepest fear response, being able instead now to stay present in that place, to stay present with that one, and allow that frightened, terrified heartbeat to come home, to be heard, and to gradually, gradually to heal, to come home. So for myself, that's felt so much like my name in the light. That's what a pod I recorded some time ago, but my holy name in the light, that celestial sacred name, Gwenwyvar, Ainuainara, Isis, Ashtara, that so much embodies the celestial soul stream of my greater being, that it's been very much that Isis, Ashtara part, as though locked far in the dark, a part of that locked far in the dark, able to heal, to come home, that facet of ancient power returning into my heart. So that's what I've been up to. That's where I vanished to, and I'm so sorry for the pod vanishing. I would literally feel myself speaking it in the etheric like a torrent of golden white starlight ciphers pouring into the ether, but was not able to physically synchronize with recording it during these last weeks, during this passage. And I didn't never knew how long it was going to take, the return and the recovery. So every day or every few days wondering, is this the moment of my return, of that ascent, the moment when the descent is complete and that rising up. So I thought so much during the time of that myth of Inanna, making her underworld journey and how she passed through gateways as she descended, and each one released or gave away one of her ornaments, part of her sacred cladding, her robes, and arrived naked finally in the underworld, completing that descent to actually undergo that death and rebirth process in that heart of the underworld. And then eventually, when that is complete unto itself, to rise, return, recladding at each of the gateways, taking on her sacred ornaments once more. I've thought so much of that story, of that myth, felt that. And it is as though every so often we become so deeply clad in the starlight radiance of who we truly are once more. You feel that alignment, that wholeness as never before. And it is as though then often those great moments occasion that propulsion into that descent, where we as it were let go, dismantle, unbind from all the beauty of the coherence that we have woven, to travel into a part of the psyche that is deeply fragmented, that has been deeply lost. But as I say, it is that very coherence, that very light of self, of that depth of return that occasions the possibility of that encounter with what until now has been so lost that it's almost vanished from sight completely, unknown to us even, perhaps that it is there dwelling within our greater subconscious and greater multidimensional self. And its visibility is actually a sign of the light coherence within ourselves being great enough to shed that light beam all the way through to that place. So often I find those moments of greatest wholeness and coherence do occasion that possibility of descent. And I found this time, while at moments I definitely worried about feeling unwell for so long, part of me was unhappy and uncomfortable and had worries about that. And then another part felt so still and golden and peaceful about the descent, able to hold that even the coruscating depth of what was felt within the heart of that, able to be there, to be in stillness, to be in peace, to be in gratitude for the beauty of that encounter and that deep, deep healing. So interesting to experience that following this affirmation of that return of power, in alignment with our immortal starlight and celestial heart. So much is passing back into our hands, the power of who we are, that we might have given away, that we might have assigned to others who seem more ready for this world, maybe our family, our tribe, our social structures, that seem to be able to function within the densities we've arrived to within this world. And that we actually are claiming back all of our power, because it is our immortal starlight and celestial soul that has the true and the deepest capacity to walk the starlight footsteps of this earth, of this world, to be here, a deep, grounded, empowered and powerful presence. And so with that return of our power in the Elven Aurora. So through much of the moon, I should have been teaching and holding the transmissions of Elven Aurora. I was in bed, and it was the moon of the white mountain moon, white mountain oaken moon. We came to the geophysical heart of Lemuria, the white celestial mountain. And actually, my guidance for that moon was to hold transmissions when we would literally still and experience the leaf fall, the petal fall of Lemuria. And not so much peak moments, great returns of great parts of our Lemurian soul energy, but the dailiness, the seasonalness, the distilling into the timing, the tempo of Lemuria, of the petal fall, leaf fall, to claim back the time codes of that way of walking this earth, and to let go of the time codes. Speak about coruscating realities, the coruscating harshness of the time codes of the last era that have so bludgeoned the soul and held us so entrapped, so imprisoned, so bound. So a great, great release into the empowered gentleness of that organic, natural, native reality of Lemuria remembered within our earth and soul stream. And so an exquisite moon, and literally I laughed in some ways. There I was in bed, literally all of the old time codes, no sign of the usual time patterning of my existence functioning, just called to still and still and still. And then we traveled following that. So this is my hitchhiker's guide to the last couple of moons. We will just review to look at the energies of our ascension and our return. So through that, we then came into the rose moon of the Elven return, and we were really then receiving back to that white celestial mountain, but receiving through the rose petals, through the essence of rose specifically, the ancient solar codes. As we came through solstice, the ancient solar codes stored within the heart of the rose petals, restoring the wild heart of the wild rose that we are. And oh my gosh, I could go on, but there was miracles and beauty, multi-dimensional, the connection through to the great central sun that then established through the white celestial mountain. And I will share just one more thing about that. I would love to share all with you. There's so much, but so much moons to catch up on. So this will be the last part. I'll just recap this energy. The white celestial mountain at the heart of Mu, at the geophysical heart of Lemuria. Now, Lemuria actually extends all around the earth. Its geophysical heart within the Pacific Ocean, the vanished sunken continent of Lemuria, of Mu. And its energy lines, though, and the fullness of Lemuria extends all around the planet. And we can feel its vibration within different lands, its memory lines, its song within different lands. There was a different continental patterning, different land masses, and some of our current land masses are remnants of that. They were actually strung and composed differently during that time, but we still exist all around the earth on fragments of Lemuria, holding the direct record. But the geophysical heart, which is in the Pacific Ocean, centered upon the white celestial mountain, that mountain is unique because the point of that mountain spirit connects in, it actually doesn't go through our sun or through any other star system within our galaxy. Its peak, if you like, so many mountain peaks, they're incredible multi-dimensional connectors to different star systems and through our sun to different star systems. This one, the white celestial mountain at the heart of Mu, connects in with the great central sun directly. And what it mirrors in us is our capacity. It's a point where our earthen life reaches such a vibration that we are in expression, in earthen expression of our immortal starlight codes. And those codes then transmit themselves directly to the great central sun, becoming part of our greater universal celestial soul star records. And those records then transmit themselves. They flow through the golden codes of the great central sun throughout the elder worlds, throughout the ascended galaxies of light beyond this physical universe, then throughout our various galaxies and star systems of this physical universe. And so that is where, if you think of this, that the Lemurian record then reseeds itself. And the earthen record, when it reaches that vibration, reseeds itself and flows back through the planes. So what happens on Earth is not just informed by the stars. We, in turn, it's a huge circle, huge non-linear circle of life, of light, of coded intelligence flowing through worlds. What we actualize here in the beauty of our footsteps informs worlds and flows to the stars beyond, even as they flow to us, informing what unfolds here upon the earth. So that is partly why, for those of us who have arrived in this earth lifetime right now, we have this sensation that we come from the future and from the ancient past all at once. We are seeded from Lemuria, but arriving through the starlight of the future. We carry in us, woven, the codes of our Lemurian footsteps and of ages before Lemuria upon the earth, and also the starlight of the star worlds that we come from and the elder worlds of light. And literally, we inflow carrying all of that in our celestial soul star mandalic presence. We arrive on this earth as the future, Elashima, as the age that is dawning, carrying all of that coded here. So much power, so much light, so much wisdom, so much beauty. But we arrive into a world that doesn't recognize that whatsoever, just about. And so the great journey is then to begin to remember ourselves. And yesterday I was sharing with a group, but it's as though we come into a world, we're like this crystal, and we're coded with all of this, but we're actually entrained in this world we arrive in not to draw from here. We're not told there's anything inside here at all. We're actually to learn from everything outside of us. So we learn from here, and it is only through our own journeys and inner timing of initiation, descent, ascent, these journeys we make, that we begin to discover. This process is triggered where we begin to remember and to feel called and remember that our journey is about accessing what is within this crystal. The massive, massive soul star celestial records held within. We are the future arriving here. What we carry within us, ancient and future, is the ground of our existence, is our meaning, is our purpose, is who we are, and our action, also our our embodied and real action in this world. So we reverse, and it's massive to reverse the conditioning of drawing from the outside and actually to begin to pull upon these records that are within us and to begin to create our existence, our reality from here. And there are transition points when this can feel tremendously lonely, mind-blowingly lonely, because we let go of all these outer coordinates and realize that what we're here to bring is simply, it is so sovereign. It goes beyond the word sovereign. I mean, it is literally, even in what here is most kindred to us, it is only figured forth, not in that even, but really from that within. But what is unutterably beautiful is that once we begin to unfurl this coding, to share this here, this ground begins to be generated, forming beneath our feet, and a reality of deepest interconnection and of the ground of the new earth we are begins to form. Interconnection, soul star kin, those who connect through the light of who we truly are to us, begin to be drawn to us, and a completely different existence is set in motion. But in doing that, we cross such a threshold of the severance of all that attachment that formed to a world that wasn't us, but we needed connection, we needed to belong, we needed to love, we needed to learn. And so we needed to arrive, to incarnate, to have the codes of physical embodiment. So all of this, it's this. Often our passages are about releasing, I keep using this word, coruscating, the deep bindings of attachment and aversion through this field of interconnection that we had to create to be here. And all of the forging of a personality and a soul expression self that came about through that. And all of that we forged and formed is what we undergo the deep and continuous release of as more and more we unlock these beautiful codes within us. And so there's a lot of letting go. There's a lot of letting go. And there can be passages where we feel so fragile and alone as we begin again, all over again within ourselves, as more of that which we are in truth is unlocked. And yet, if we manage to stay true, and I'm speaking to this loneliness and to that beginning again, that threshold, because it feels to me that's where the energy is right now. We're stepping from the rose moon, all of that remembrance of that great circle of self, those incredible records, ancient and future. We are that ancient future walking here, that we step over into the Jasmine Moon now, which is to remember that we are not alone. You are the one of your people who chose to incarnate here, to come here in physical form. And as you switch over to being this one here, walking this truth of this future from beyond and of this ancient past that you truly are here. And yes, that is unbound from the dimensional continuum that is in expression and physical expression here in this world and that we were born into. Yes, it can feel so alone, but as you step from that, we are separating from that. We are not that. We were never designed to adapt to that and to forge our interconnection from there. So we step into this that we are, and it can feel like the most fragile of beginnings in some ways, and yet it is our source of deepest strength, greatest interconnection into that oneness, that greater wholeness of all that is. And that is where we come to the light of the Jasmine Moon. And the jasmine with its myriad white star flowers, if you haven't seen the jasmine flower, so worth looking, and the fragrance is beyond beautiful, will carry you right home to the starlight of who you are, of your kin, of your people. And it has great sort of twining, messy stems that love to sprawl and twine their way. Now the jasmine really mirrors the energy of the star braid, our star braided realities. While you might be the one of your people, of your kin, who step forth into physical embodiment to be this ancient future walking here now for the dawn, they are with you. You as that one incarnate here, and you're just landed in a place now where there's more than ever of you here, that you can call them. You can call their energy in the etheric. The star braid is formed through your energy, through your crystalline DNA. You actualizing here to call them in to be with you. And as we may feel a little fragile at this new beginning at this point, we can actually not step back from that. You can't, as much as we might try, we can try and braid ourselves back into those denser realities of that old belonging, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work as much as we long for kind of warmth and ground and solidity. Not to go backwards. This beginning is now about calling in. You are at this point of new beginning, at a point of empowerment. Your power, your love, your light, this new beginning is present here upon this earth, in this solar cycle as never before. Keep calling in now. You are that sovereign command, declaration, summoning of your kin, of the light of the reality you bring here. That is your power here. You have that sovereign power to call all of that through as that one who chose to come ahead. And you can call them in to be, to walk with you, for you to lean upon, to feel the presence of, and to do that through these summer months in the etheric. You can really, really do that to remember you're not alone. You'll feel it through the elemental worlds. And while we might be at a point of vibrational beginning all over again at this level of our light and our power arriving here, you'll feel over the summer moons this beautiful star braid of your energy, of the way you are here now, deepening, deepening, deepening. This power and this love deepening, filling out, becoming more and more full with color, with light, with life, with interconnection. This reality that you founded here through this innermost essence, arriving here, gaining depth, vitality, fullness. So stay in presence with yourself in the beauty of this grounded, founded new beginning of your love, your light, your power, truly here for the dawn. And call in your people to be with you. The starships will land through this moon. This is a huge opening to the starships of our people, landing with you, bringing you what you need. And when you feel interconnections, possibilities that vibrate at that level of that reality in this world, that yes, saying that yes, allowing this new field of this reality, of this interconnection to develop, to build, to come into being. So with this, what I would love to close with, I'm going to, so through this, for this next 2 months, through July and August, while my being is speaking and writing in the etheric, the Elven pod, I just adore to share this pod so much. I got this wave of lighted guidance. It was so strong. It was take a continued break over the summer months and I'll resume in September. I'm going to let myself really, really fully do everything basically I just described, and then come back into deepest interconnection with you all. I've got such beautiful new creations grounding with me through the last cycle, and oh my gosh, so beyond beautiful. I will open the Starlight book writing journey once more. So those who are called, if you are called to write your book of Starlight for the Dawn, oh my gosh, do join me. It's so real and pragmatic and fun, and we break it down to the most beautiful steps, all of that treasury that is both known and so unknown to you, but that is there. It's what you carry, that of the earth, of the stars beyond, that you yeah, we can really make that a step at a time. It's so beautiful to write that and to found that it's beautiful pages into this world, so that no longer is it elusive, coming in and out of awareness. It's really here with you. Such a beautiful journey for that. Will begin in September, and over the summer I will open the ways to that. I'll do that this week. So welcome to join. And also the Avatar journey, which is for those who, you may not have a book so much to write, but it's about really coming into this deep knowing of who you are, birthing your soul star crystalline presence, the contours of this presence, your energetic light body, auric field and truth, really landing here, the knowing of who you are. And that offering, the Avatar journey, dovetails with, if there's something you want to create into being, it's not a book, but perhaps it's a website, or your way shower offering, a course, meditations. You just know that there is an avatar creation within you from the pure soul star stream of who you are, your future ancient gifts, and you long to craft it, to contour it into presence in truth through its pure vibration and its pure wisdom. The Avatar journey absolutely supports that. Being a very Virgo, I love to support the practicality of our crystalline creations. So that can be a customized individual journey working with me to do that, so that you can really step into sharing what you'd love to share, going direct, going really direct. So over the summer, I will open the way from next week for you to join those journeys, and that will be there. And every so often I'll open the star portal into the Elven Aurora Ascension journey, just unutterable beauty. But mostly I'm going to be in this deep rest, regeneration, and yeah, being with the star braid of my elven kin, really being in that deepening of my own avatar presence that has been, yeah, summoned irrefutably forth through this massive stilling, so much letting go, and yeah, just massive realignment. So I'm going to really still and deepen and allow the full emerald blossoming of that through the summer moons. And yeah, was there something else? Let me just think while I'm still right here. Something else shimmering through. Oh, yes, I wanted to mention. So I will, through from late July through to through the first half of August, I'll be in northernmost Canada and Yellowknife with my sons. So that's the one time of the year I get to spend with both my boys, because one of them is in northern Canada. So I will be there, and it's always magical, the transmission through there. I have such resonance with that part of the earth through my elven lineage of light and footsteps upon this earth. And yeah, so I just wanted to mention that, because the energy just gets so strong and beautiful through our whole interconnected community. I really feel it while I'm there, even while it's a time that I actually step away to be with the boys. So yeah, so looking forward to that. So I just wanted to mention that is where I will be. Okay, so I will sign out now, and I'll miss you. I really will. I adore to do this. My whole being just loves to communicate and be with you across time and space, all around the earth in our great community of light. So much love and all blessings on the next moons of July and August for you. Karakiara sonara kianatara tenemiara te sonara tian. Here's to the light of our return and our immortal starlight dream, walking this earth in truth once more. So much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.